Okay, we'll go ahead and start taking questions from Mr. Vick.
Mike, just what are your priorities for the first couple of weeks being head coach? When it comes to filling out staff, kind of re-recruiting guys who maybe are in the portal.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's a process, man. From the portal to bringing in coaches. I mean, I've done more work in the last 2 weeks than I've done in the last 6 years. But that's a part of it. That's what I signed up for. It's been really cool to dive into what it takes to be a head coach, and this is something I was planning on doing years from now, but it just came a couple years sooner than what I expected. So I think in anything you got to mentally get ready so you can be ready. And I've been mentally prepared for this and ready for this in my mind. So now I just got to act it out and live it out and take it one day at a time. But like I said, with the help of the people around me, we should be able to accomplish these goals really quick.
And if we could raise our hand, and Alex is going to come around with Microsoft and field pass to you.
Hey, Mike, what are you looking for in a staff? And being a new coach yourself, is experience going to be part of it, or what are you looking for? What qualities?
I think experience is very important in the staff. From guys who've been around the game for a long time to maybe first-time head coaches who just want to break through in the game. I think it's about being able to, not only be great on the X's and O's side, but to also be able to recruit young men in the area, recruit young men abroad that can come in and change the face of the program. You got to have the top talent. You got to be ahead of schedule in that regard, and so that's our primary focus, to make sure that we bring in kids who's going to be able to come in and play hard. And you don't have to have the greatest amount of experience. It'll be some guys with 15 to 20 years of experience on the staff, and it'll be some guys that may have 2 or 3 years. But it's all about what they bring to the table, and I think collectively how we can come together and game plan. So it's just not one individual person. As a unit, defensively and offensively and special teams, we'll try to bring in the best people possible to ensure that we get the best teaching and coaching possible.
Coach, sorry.
Hey, Mike. Welcome back home, first of all. Given how much success you achieved as a player, do you feel a pressure to succeed as a coach? And for you, what does success look like? And whether it's in year 1, year 2, year 3, what does success look like?
It's pressure to succeed in life in general. When I wake up every day, I put pressure on myself to be better than I was the day before. And so whatever that means in the football sense, I think this is kind of like, I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way, and I won't say it's easy, but sports is a little more, it's lenient as opposed to what we deal with in day-to-day life. And so, like I said, don't take this the wrong way, but football is what I do, is what we do, is what everybody on the staff does. And so we've done it with an immense amount of pressure over the years. And so if there's no pressure, then, what are we doing it for? Why are we here? The objective is to show and prove to ourselves that we're capable of doing what we set out to do, and that's winning. And so I expect the pressure. I marvel at it. I accept it. I appreciate it on all levels. And, it's what brings the best out of us. And hopefully the kids feel that way as well. I won't say the kids, but the young men.
Hey, Coach, in the back here. This is the first time you're diving into this coaching pool. What called you to get into this, to chase this journey down?
Well, in 2017, I was doing an internship with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I got a call from Fox 3 weeks into my internship. I had a young son at the time, and my kids were younger, and so I felt like the timing wasn't right. And then 2 years later, I became the offensive coordinator in the Alliance of American Football, and that league folded, and so that came to an abrupt ending. And my kids were still fairly young. My son was only like 1.5, and so now he's 7. He sees, Dad's work ethic. I see that he's grown up and he can handle life changes. And so I felt like this was the perfect time to segue into that and show him what dedication leadership and so many aspects is all about. And so this is really not about me. This is about, what the legacy that I can leave. And hopefully my kids and my family who's all here today can appreciate the effort and just be there for me, be there with me. And I couldn't do it without them. I'm gonna need their support, and I know I'll get it at 1,000%.
Stephen Gaither, HBCU Game Day. So, Coach Vick, the 757 has always been full of talented athletes, but it hasn't always translated on the field for Norfolk State. You have to keep those bells and whistles that everybody comes here to recruit. What's your plan on, what's your pitch to the student athletes that may have those offers, but may still be weighing you guys?
Yeah, well, that's totally up to them. It's our job to go through the weeds and find the best of the best that we can get here in Norfolk State. And the fact that we'll be providing a different level of teaching. It's a couple of guys on the staff with professional experience, and so we're gonna teach from that standpoint. We're not gonna make it rocket science because it's not. To the outside world and perception, that's what it may seem, but sometimes less is more. I won't sit here and give away our game plans right now, but we'll make sure that our kids are ill prepared and ready to go. And I think as long as you put them in that position and make sure that they're confident in what they're doing, because we'll teach that from experience, and I think they can go out and have some success. But I know that if I'm saying this correctly, Norfolk State has never made it to the Celebration Bowl. Dr. J, if I'm saying that correctly. And so now we got some goals. We got some things that we set out for, and some things to aspire to do. And we need that.
Coach Vick, so, Hampton Roads, as I said, has been full of talent, and all this talent has had to deal with all kinds of turmoil, whatever, but there's a genuineness that makes us embrace you. And, there's a guy standing right over here who people love, and so many, I think, speaking with you. Tell us what it's like to be a part of that legacy.
I mean, honestly, he made me dream. Allen Iverson made me dream. He was a big part of my upbringing. I looked up to him. He exemplified excellence in so many ways, and he always treated me as, a little brother, so to speak, and was always there to support me and guide me and make sure that I stayed on the straight and narrow. And so we got all these people that these kids can look up to and aspire to be. And I'm pretty sure Allen will be around. Pretty sure Bruce will be around. Senator Rouse, my brother, all these guys who are legends in the 757 area. And so, we have that to stand on, and it don't get any better than this. We know what type of talent we produce. We just got to take the talent and bring it out of them. And so I think the young men will appreciate that, and certainly can't wait to get going.
We have time for about 3 more questions.
Hey, Coach, Connor Real 13 News Now. Does that mean, it sounds like maybe Coach Allen Iverson has a good ring to it?
He was one of the best football players.
That's right.
This right here. All my coaching aspirations, that man right there.
Coach,
I'm living my dream. Just like I did with football. Go right through like that.
college football is changing rapidly. It looks a lot different than when you were in Blacksburg. I'm wondering, just what's your general assessment of where the game is at right now?
Well, as of right now, it's about money. I mean, let's just be candid. But it is what it is. It's great for the student athletes. It's great for the young men and women who have an opportunity to do great things. And so I got to look at this situation as some of these kids might develop into the players that they want to develop into and still have some eligibility and maybe go on to a bigger school and get what they deserve. But it starts right here. You got to go earn that too. And so there are incentives. And so it depends on how far you want to go. I think the more that you listen, the more that you have great detail and set goals, I think the further you can go. So I'm excited, man, that I get to be a part of, the growth process of these young men and how they develop. And hopefully we'll develop relationships with them that'll last for a lifetime. And that's what it's all about.
Mike, Craig Lover, Wavy 10 again, just right back here in the back. What's your message to Spartan Nation? I'd imagine you want to see that stadium packed. I've been around about 4 years now. It hasn't been packed, right? Except for a few games here and there.
Yeah.
What's your message to this fan base and why they should come out and support this team moving forward?
My message is, look, turn up and turn out. Turn up and show out, man. We turning the corner. It's a new day. We want to look at it as that. We're not cutting any corners. We're not taking no shortcuts. We're not ducking anybody running. We're going to be right there front and center. We're going to prepare just like everybody else. We're going to be focused just like everybody else. We're going to be detailed. And I'm making sure that my coaching staff, lead these young men in the right direction. Every opportunity that they have to spend with our guys, that they're making the most out of every minute. And there's going to be times where we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be times where it's going to be super serious. And as long as they can understand the distinction between the two, when it's time to grind and when it's time to, have our moments where we can laugh and have some humor, then we will. But man, it's going to be a great ride, and I'm so excited to be in this position with my family, friends, mom, dad, brother, constituents, Senator Rouse, AI, Tommy Raymond, John Early, all these people who came together to make this happen. I appreciate y'all, man. And so, I know I'm gonna get used to seeing a lot of y'all. Rightfully so. That's what it's about. Let's get the media coverage going and let's go turn up and win some games, man.
2 more questions, Coach.
Hey Coach, Jack Lowe, Fox Sports 1310 right here. A lot of the local schools around here, I'd say, haven't done a very good job at retaining the 757 recruits or just recruits in the state of Virginia overall. Is that something that you're going to be interested in doing, trying to keep these recruits home, get them to the HBCU, and play at Norfolk State?
Well, that's at their discretion. I think there's a lot of young men who will, appreciate the opportunity to come play here at Norfolk State. And like I said, it's an opportunity to create your own legacy, so to speak. So I'm gonna be candid. Some of these guys might not be here for 4 years. They might only be here for 1 year or 2 years because opportunity is gonna knock if you play good football. And that's what I expect them to do. But in the process of doing that, that should equate to winning for us and for us going really, really far. So you got to go out and earn it. But it's enough. It's enough kids out there for everybody, and we just got to get the best of the best.
Last question, Dave.
Good morning, David.
You mentioned, as of right now, it's about, do you think that you will have the resources here in Norfolk State to acquire the best talent and the talent to get to a celebration bowl?
Well, I'm not going to make this about money. We're going to make it about teaching. We're going to make it about giving them the proper skills required to outdo the competition. And where we at right now, if that's what it calls for, we'll find, the right resources. We have the right collective. We are making strides. We have the resources, creating the resources. We have community leaders and people and donors who understand what moving forward with this program is all about. And so, we're not going to base it around that. We'll get there when the time is right. But now it's about attaining the kids that we have, keeping them on board, and finding ways to win football games. So, all of it come. And I appreciate the process and what it's going to take. But man, it's going to be fun.